Hello, ogres, and welcome to Stand for the Fire Demon. I'm your director-producer, Remington Hitchcock. With me is my dungeon master, Brandon Full.
Director-producer?
Yeah, that's what I am.
That's a good title. I like that.
Thank you.
I like the intro.
Thank you so much.
It sounds so, more formal. I'm not being
fantastic.
Smart
It's like we're a show or something. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Makes you feel important.
Oh, guys. Stop it, you. Stop it, you.
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
The disembodied voice was Ethan playing Xoasin, and there's Bucky playing Buckenwald. Very original names.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
So, Brandon has given me a little thing to read here.
A slight intro.
A slight intro, if you will. So, I shall continue onward. Henceforth, our Vipers find themselves cleaning up after a particularly tough battle involving a cadre of Minotaur who have come to collect Xoasin the Mad Dog's head. Having served during the prior war against the Minotaur kingdom of Lydios, Xoasin was known for his brutality and efficiency in the field. The Minotaur were old enemies from the war who had not forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Dog and had somehow tracked him a continent away. You have all rested and recovered from the ambush and are preparing to make your plans for the day. Do you meet with the professor whose cabin you stay in? He did request an audience, after all. Or do you go off on your own, as the Vipers are wont to do? Suddenly notice a soft snuffling coming from Xoasin's backpack. It appears to be moving on its own. Before anyone is able to react, the backpack tips over and a rotund brown groundhog waddles its way out.
Oh, man.
All right, so you
How
guys...
embarrassing. My groundhog is showing.
Oh, my backpack groundhog got out. Damn it.
Oh, no.
My backpack groundhog's hanging out.
Not the backpack groundhog.
So you guys took a long rest after this Minotaur fight. The groundhog, he kind of tucked away into a backpack because, a long rest is 8 hours.
Yep.
So the groundhog, because of DM Fiat, has not polymorphed back. I think the spell would have ended by now. He's just going to...
Yeah, it was only like an hour, I think.
Yeah. But just for the sake of story, he has continued to be a groundhog. Your long rest is over. You guys are, getting up, deciding what you want to do, maybe getting some breakfast, and then the groundhog snuffles its way out.
I'll ground your hog.
Can you snuffle, though? Yeah.
Good job. Good job, guys.
So I wonder, I'm going to look at the groundhog and I'm going to say, can you understand me? If you can understand me, sit down and pick one paw.
Yes, I can understand you.
It doesn't have that voice.
Damn it.
Groundhog does not have that voice.
Why not?
This is a polymorphed Minotaur. He's not actually just a mad groundhog.
So?
Yeah, dude.
He plops back on his little hind legs and lifts his paw up begrudgingly. He's glaring at you.
I'm going to say, damn it. Do you wish to live? I know your kind, when disgraced in battle like that, can wish to be executed instead.
Lifts hammer above its head from behind it.
It slowly makes its way over to the table, if nobody stops it, the little kitchen table.
Yeah, it's going to have
crawls.
to pantomime a response.
Yeah, it crawls its way up onto a chair, and then it grabs a fork off of the table, and then it turns to you brandishing the fork like it wants to fight you to the death.
All right, let's go, groundhog. Guys, you back up, form a circle. Okay. We got some business to handle, me and this groundhog.
All right. I'm going to hit you with a bardic inspiration.
You're buffing him?
Yep.
You're buffing him?
That's what I do, baby!
I'm just going to boot the groundhog as soon as we start.
I'm
pulling up groundhog stats first, so...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to use... Wait. Don't. Nope. Wait. Which is the one that gives people extra shit? Is that Commander Strike? Is that the one that does it?
It lets you trade your attack for their attack. Commander Strike does.
What's the one I have that gives people more health?
Oh, he's not gonna need that.
Well, I don't care. I want to do it for the meme.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm
whatever
I'm
it
gonna
is-
use rally.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
There you go.
I'm gonna use rally. Bonus action. On your turn, you can use a bonus action to spend one superior die to bolster the resolve of one of your companions.
There we
When you do
go.
If
so,
there's any
choose a
sort of
friendly
fear
creature
effect
see
that
or
this
hear.
groundhog puts on you.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use that. How do I use superiority die again? Because I'm a dunce.
I would say don't waste it. Just say you did it. I think Brandon will let you get away with it.
Can I get away with it, Mr. Brandon Full, sir?
I guess.
Okay, what's the superiority?
A
It's a one-
D8,
it's a
D10.
D10.
or D12.
Yours is a D12, my friend.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Xoasin, go ahead and roll me if you can an initiative.
Yeah, I totally can.
He
One
gets 8
second.
extra health.
Let me grab my metal die real quick. Yeah, dude. I'm gonna send a clear message to this groundhog for sure.
Okay, he gets nothing to his initiative.
All right, I've got mine right here. One second. I gotta turn my flashlight on and get my dice out. All right, I think I add 4 to mine. I'm pretty sure I do. All right, my 20 roll is gonna be 18 plus 4, 22.
Okay, so it's your move first.
All right, he's on the chair.
Yes, he's about... How tall are groundhogs? I don't know how tall a groundhog is. Like a 1.5 feet? Is that too big?
Ish.
No, that's. I mean, that's not how
Okay.
tall he is. He's probably like 16 inches tall. Yeah, maybe 1.5 feet.
Like standing up straight.
Yeah, but he's
Um,
probably like 20 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, and then he's on a table. He's considered tiny in D&D, so in the rules.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
turns
going.
him into
got
a
a fork
hat.
out. He's posed. He's ready to go.
All right, I'm gonna draw my polymorph wand in one hand, and I'm going to draw my divine hunger in the other. But I'm really going to just take a step forward and spin kick this groundhog off the table.
Okay.
Not hard enough to kill him, but just hard enough to send a message like, "Oh, you're fucked."
17 to 14 pounds and around 25 inches in length.
Okay.
So like 2.
Well, that's when they stand up. When they're
That's
walking on
how-
all fours, there's no way they're that.
So what's the size of your wiener?
I'm fighting a groundhog too.
The sad groundhog is about to become even more sad. And then I'm gonna
All
turn him
right.
into a hat.
You don't need to roll to hit him. I mean, at this point, you're.
Well, I
you know,
rolled a 12 plus whatever.
We're screwing with him.
Yeah, that would hit him anyway. Just the 12 on its own would hit the groundhog. So yeah, you spin kick him, and you're not trying to hurt him. You're just trying to knock him off the table and send a message.
Yeah. I want to, if I can, deal some dual damage. Or I don't know if that's an option in 5. Really, that's an old.
You can
relic of
choose
mine.
to deal non-lethal damage in 5e.
Yeah, non-lethal. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you spin kick him, cross his little jaw, and knock him off the table, and he slides across the floor pathetically. Roll me a d4 for damage.
Okay.
What the 4?
I got a 3.
A 3. You knock him out cold.
Oh
He
no.
slides across the floor and then falls unconscious.
Ah. All right.
I'll slap
Who has
across the floor.
manacles? We need manacles. I think I actually have a pair of manacles still.
Yeah, you do.
All right. I'll while he's knocked out, I'll see Bucky. Can you help me put these manacles on him while he's knocked out? We'll polymorph him out of this groundhog form.
Maybe. I'll just go
As
over.
much as I dislike the Minotaur, I don't want to humiliate one.
Can I turn him into a vampire groundhog?
You know, he's still a Minotaur.
He's gonna be a vampire Minotaur, which
Yes,
is gonna
he'll-
be real bad for
Yeah,
us.
that would be not very good for us, my friend.
But couldn't my
Butts are
vampire
for
queen
sitting,
lady-
Bucky.
I am aware.
Butts are for sitting.
I am
So,
trying to load up the thing, but it's being
You're good.
the thing. So.
Ailas, if that is your real name.
It is. Well, as far as you know.
Ailas Farlamin-Morlé. That took me a minute to remember. Because it's been 2 weeks since we played D&D. I'll walk over
All right,
and
so you guys manacle
up.
this groundhog.
I'm gonna manacle him up.
I imagine the manacles are too big. Are you polymorphing him back while he's unconscious and then manacling the Minotaur? Because the manacles will not grow as the...
Yes, that's while he's out cold. I'm gonna move quickly while he's knocked out. So I'm not gonna let him become conscious if possible. And do it in like 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna dispel the polymorph spell.
Okay.
He's no longer sad groundhog.
Yeah, he grows back into a Minotaur, like elongates out, and his little arms get a little bit bigger and muscular, and then continue to grow. It's like watching Animorphs. It's cool.
It's
Nice.
like looking at the cover of an
Gotta
animal
love it.
book.
Yes.
Gotta love it.
All right, and then you get him manacled, and he starts to come to slightly as you finish up your job. So you've got him manacled, and he's starting to wake up, move his head a little bit, gain
I'm
consciousness.
gonna kick the back of his head.
I'm gonna, instead of just leaving him manacled, I'm gonna also take out my 50 foot of hempen rope and tie up his legs in many, many bounds so that he can't run away or kick us or break stuff.
Okay.
Because it's just one of those
Or
days.
gore us, gore us with his minotaur horns.
Yeah.
Do you want me to roll for use rope or whatever? Or I guess it would be dexterity. It would be a sleight of hand, or maybe a.
I'll have you roll
Survival?
if he goes to escape. I'll have you roll a sleight of hand to see how good the ropes are, and then I'll roll from there.
Gotcha. All right.
But as far as it goes, he seems very tied up. He's struggling as he starts to get to. He starts to flex against his manacles and push against his manacles some, and then he kicks his leg slightly, and then you see that he realizes that he is just completely tied up, and he's just breathing heavily and like looking at you like a Stanley Kubrick movie. So he's like looking down, and his eyes are up like this, and it's very creepy. Pure
Ptyrl.
hatred.
Hey, Ptyrl.
Yes.
Could you go put a claw on our friend's throat there to compel him to be honest with us?
I can do that.
Or I could just.
I do this.
All right, you put a claw against his jugular, and he looks at you, and he smells like a beast, because he is a beast. He's kind of like a buffalo minotaur looking guy.
Mm-hmm. The Bicetar.
Bicetar, yeah. And your claw's against his throat, and he kind of pushes and moves away from it a little bit, but he hasn't broken eye contact with you, Xoasin, and he's staring at you.
Yeah. Welcome back. Can you understand Common?
He snuffles and nods his head, like.
And then I'm gonna say the same thing, but I'm gonna say in Eladrin Elven. I'm gonna say, "Can you understand my Elven?"
He does not appear to react to that.
Okay. I don't know. Do I know how to hail? Can I roll an intelligence to see if I know how to hail the Minotaur in Giant? Do they speak Giant?
Yes.
From just fighting against them, maybe I would come in contact with their language in bits and pieces, just enough to say, like, a greeting.
Oh, yeah, for
see
sure.
a beast.
Yeah, I'll let you roll an intelligence for that.
Okay.
Or a history. Actually, a history probably would be more.
Okay. Can you look at my sheet real quick for me? My phone's kind of limited right now.
You get a +4, homie.
All right. I got a... Okay, 14 plus 4.
18? Yeah, you
Yes,
remember
sir.
how to say hail and well met in Giant.
Okay, I'll say that. See if he reacts.
He snorts and laughs. He's reacting as if he understands and is like laughing at
Right.
your choice of words.
As I hear him begin sort of snuffle chuckling,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just like walk up next to Xoasin and draw my sword hammer doohickey
Mhm.
Okay.
and have it like shine off the light or something, and so he knows that this ain't a weapon to be fucked with.
Okay.
So real quick, just so I brush up the Minotaur homeland is Lydias or
Lydios.
Lydios. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say to the Minotaur in common then. After I go through those 3 languages, I'm gonna say, "Oh, you find yourself quite a fair ways from Lydios, my friend. Who could possibly still be alive there that wishes me dead?"
I conjure up while you're talking. I conjure up with prestidigitation a spotlight.
Oh, nice.
Perfect.
Prestigious.
Prestidigitation.
Predominant stations.
Prestigious dictation.
The Minotaur. This is going to take some either.
Oh, hold on.
This is not going to talk to you as is. He spits at the ground when you say that, so you will have to decide an approach to this.
Well, I'm going to assist Ptyrl in his intimidation roll as I go. Ptyrl, show him what we do with those with tied tongues.
All right, you got a good intimidation roll, Ptyrl. Oh, your charisma's -1.
Or I could do it.
-1 too, I think.
Because my shit is...
Actually, you know what? I'll just say this. I'll just say, boys, you want to show them what we do to those who have tied tongues? So you guys can figure out who rolls it, but...
Okay, I'll roll it.
That'll work.
I'm gonna...
Eventually my game might load. It might load by the time Bucky leaves, which is also the time Rem leaves.
Yeah, and then you'll be in the game all alone.
So should I try and intimidate? Yeah, I'll do intimidation.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
intimidation.
walk up to him, and we didn't make my weapon do anything like shimmer weird or like glow weird.
I mean, you've got a spot.
Did we?
You've got a spotlight right now.
I'm aware, but I'm asking.
So any light's gonna hit off of it. You put God's Ore in it, didn't you?
Yeah, so there's kind of like shimmer to it.
Yeah, we'll say so. I mean, you made it. You can kind of describe it however, as long as.
So I'm gonna walk up
it
with that
shoots out spikes like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm gonna walk up with the hammer.
Okay.
And as I do that, I'm gonna say I've been kind of hooded and masked the whole time because of my daytime bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And as I do that, I'm gonna remove my hood, and in one fell swoop, after I take the hood off, I'm gonna take off the mask and goggles, so he can see the red eyes, and then I'm just gonna go like, with the fangs at him.
Okay.
But he decided he wanted red eyes.
Ptyrl, you speak all languages, right? Or understand all languages?
Both, kind of.
The Minotaur.
Essentially, yes.
The Minotaur gasps slightly, and you hear him whisper the word "undead monster." In giant.
And then, so am I gonna roll with advantage here since we're all kind of fucking with him?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna pull out my stockpile of throats.
Okay, dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. Let me see.
Nice.
Yeah. What was the question you had originally asked him, Xoasin?
Who could
Here's a
possibly...
long way.
I just told him that he was a far ways away from his homeland, and who could possibly still be alive there that wished me dead.
He says in common, we come from the twins. They will save us, bring us salvation. They want you. They want your soul.
Huh. Now, do I remember, can I roll to see if I remember anything about twins in Lydios?
Yeah, give me one more history, please.
Lydios. Gotcha, one second.
Lydios.
We rested, right?
Yeah.
Because I just got a 2. I'm going to use one of my luckies. Or wait, was I going to use Bardic Inspiration on that or no?
Yeah, you still have Bardic Inspiration. Does it let you re-roll, or does it just
the Groundhog Duel? I don't know. Does it? What's it do?
Hold
Adds,
on.
right?
I forget. So many windows. Too many windows.
You're swimming in windows.
I really am. Bardic Inspiration. As a bonus action, you can gain a 1d12 for 10 minutes. You can add to one ability to check, attack, roll, or saving throw.
Okay, I'll use Lucky then, and then I'll use the Bardic Inspiration if necessary.
Okay.
Because a 2, even plus 12, wouldn't be much. So I'll give it a shot with one of my 3 for the day. That's a little better. 15 plus whatever my history is 4.
19.
Alright.
Yeah, you remember the basic. The twins are the Minotaur gods. It's a brother and a
Okay.
sister.
Ooh, I have an idea of something I want to do.
I'm gonna ask him who is leading your sect, your brethren.
He says, Yertrid was. Yertrid dead now.
So conceivably, you could leave us in peace and go back home. I've spilt enough Minotaur blood for 10 lifetimes.
I would leave with Yertrid's weapon.
Ooh.
How do we know he'd keep his word?
You would leave with 1 horn and Yertrid's weapon.
Somebody can give me a roll on that, either another intimidation or persuasion, because that's pretty rough for a Minotaur to lose a horn.
Yeah, it's pretty shameful,
Yeah.
I would say.
Can I add to that?
Well,
What do you mean?
so
Like add to that to the intimidation part?
Yeah,
'Cause
if you wanna roll the
I want to do
intimidation-
something that I thought could be kind of fun.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
roll the
yeah.
intimidation with advantage and add what you want to into it.
Okay. So after that, I'm gonna kind of walk up closer to him,
Okay.
and I'm gonna lay my hand on his shoulder, and I'm assuming I have like metal gauntlets or something.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm just gonna scrape my gauntlets across his shoulder to where
Okay.
it draws blood, and then
Are you gonna lick him?
I'm going to lick the blood off the gauntlet. Be like,
I thought you were gonna lick his
I've
shoulder.
never had Minotaur before. Just to kind of attempt.
I have. It's quite tasty.
Another dirty 20. Yeah, he.
Before you
He
respond,
shits pants.
I'm gonna tell him the only way you could leave with Yertrid's weapon is to leave a horn, or you can walk away with both horns and no weapon.
Because prestidigitation, I can create up to 3 of the non-instantaneous effects active at a time. So I'm going to cast it again, so the spotlight still stays on, but I make it seem like he grabs his pants. So
Like
he-
noise or smell?
so no, any of it.
All of it. Wow. Okay.
Damn, this stinks.
So he feels as if he doesn't realize it, but he feels as if something has like dropped
Who shat
inside
my
of his
pants?
pants, and then
Yeah, exactly.
and then an odor starts
Who
to
shit on
arise
the
from him.
coats?
He goes, I didn't shit. I didn't
Who
shit.
shit my pants?
Okay,
so
so
epic.
so Ethan, do you have a result for this that you prefer? Because with these rolls, like either I can decide is what he would do, or if you would rather have the weapon.
I really don't have a preference. I'm just trying to say if he wants to leave with a dangerous weapon, I at least want to be able to spot him in a crowd.
Gotcha.
And I
Okay.
mean, I'll essentially convey that to him. Like, I mean, if you really want to leave with this weapon, if it has some importance to you, you're gonna need to leave something with us.
Okay, he thinks for a moment, for longer than a moment even, and then he bows his head and he looks up at you and he says, "I will take the weapon. You may take the horn. It is an artifact of the twins."
Okay. So am I gonna have to? Are we going to have to? Wait, hold on. Are we going to have to keep killing your kind? Are you gonna keep coming back again and again? Because that's fine. I just need to know.
We are the last of one of the villages that you had razed to the ground. That is why we came
Yeah.
after you.
But you act like I did it alone.
Your
Let me
fate
explain
is
to you,
face
my
that my
man.
ancestors told us of.
Well, let me explain to you and give you a little bit of perspective. Yes, at one time I hated your kind, but I had a sword in my back from my government as well as one in my hand, so it wasn't always what I wanted to do.
the coin spent, though, didn't it?
It did. Which one would you like to keep?
Let me see. There's probably, because it's a twin gods. Let's say he's more second one. He wants to keep the left horn.
All right, I'm going to turn around to the guys and say he's apparently chosen to lose a horn to keep the weapon of the main Minotaur. Is that agreeable for everyone? I'd rather get him out of our hair than kill him.
I think my weapon should be able to cut through Minotaur horn fairly easily, if the fight earlier was any indication.
Okay. You're sure you... I'm going to lean in close to Buckenwald and I'm going to say, you're sure you can do this without killing him?
I mean, I've trimmed goat horns. It can't be that much different.
Okay. All right. I'll pat him on the shoulder. I'm going to say, all right, get to it.
So I'm going to walk up.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Godzor sword hammer out.
Okay.
And would I be able, because of my vampiricness, because like I assume a horn is kind of like a dog's fingernail or something, and how it would have like a spot where the blood stops.
I don't know enough about horned animals to tell you the answer to that one, but it makes sense. I think horns are like concentric.
Because I don't want to like actually injure him. I just want to.
Well, you can cut the horn. You can cut the horns off cattle. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they grow like I think it's just thick fingernails. I don't think there's like blood inside like an actual dog's horn is, or a dog's
horn.
I think that might
would know a lot about a dog's horn.
A dog and cats both, and probably even the horns have a wick inside of them, or a quick rather, is what it's called.
A quick, yeah.
Yeah, and if you trim it too low, then yes, it'll start to bleed. But
yeah, I don't want to trim it too low. Is what I was saying.
Okay.
So would I be able to sense where that is with my vampiricness, or
just don't cut like right to his skull?
I accidentally put it right on his neck and just go, oh no, what? No.
Whoops! Probably
whoopsie daisies.
No, just give him like this much.
Yeah, I'll give him like a nub. I'll give him like a 2 or 3 inch nubbin, and I'm just gonna put the hilt of the blade like right up on it, and then I'm just gonna do one long stroke, and with that, just it'll cut the whole thing off.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
Medicine?
Medicine.
I have a +1 medicine.
Medicine.
What did I get? A 6. I got a 7. I got a 7. I suck at this.
Okay, so you don't cut it straight. The way you cut it is like at an angle.
Mm-hmm.
Unintended from how you were trying to cut it. So it's still got a little bit of a horn to it, but it's like mostly sort of a jagged angle. You don't cut it straight through.
Yeah.
But yeah, the deed is done. The Minotaur horn falls to the floor, and the Minotaur in front of you kind of shakes his head. He hasn't flinched or reacted to most of what you guys have done, except for letting you guys know that he 100% did not shit his pants.
Yeah.
What's this?
While Buckenwald is doing that, I'm going to turn around to Ailas and I'm going to ask him, Ailas, can you peace bind the weapon to where he'd at least need to take 30 seconds before getting it where it's able to be wielded? Just peace bind it with a cloth or rope or whatever you can do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who has the weapon?
I don't know. I would assume
Nobody's gotten the weapon yet. They're still. I assume. Did you guys like take all the dead bodies and do something with them?
For sure. Yeah.
What'd
We
you
don't
do
want to
with
lay it out in front of the cabin. We would. I would say I would have pushed for us to try and bury them at least, not in like a mass, not in like a crazy like elaborate ceremony, but just to put them underground.
I would say that since the ground is likely frozen here, we probably did
pyre.
a funeral pyre.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. So you guys have a bunch of +1 axes, if you want any of those.
Yeah.
And then Yurtrid's weapon was like a very nice great axe. So I would assume you guys either have it on you, Xoasin, or it's in a pile somewhere with the rest of the stuff, or something.
Yeah, I would say it was in the room with us at least. I'll pick it up and hand it over to Ailas to be peace bound.
All right.
Okay, as soon as you pick it up, Xoasin, you hear screaming in your head, screaming of two voices, a female voice and a male voice, yelling, "Traitor! Infidel! Vile!" until you hand it over to Ailas.
Whoa. I'm gonna, in my head, I'm gonna see if I can talk to them.
Okay, what are you going to attempt to say?
I'm gonna say that. Whoa. Can you hear me?
What the frick?
What the fuck? Yeah, they continue screaming, and then the screaming, like, slows down maybe 3 or 4 seconds. And then the female voice speaks up and it says, "You are Xoasin, the Mad Dog."
I am, and what spirit am I speaking with?
You speak with Kaya, the female twin of the Beast Demons, or the Beast Lords. Not Beast Demons, Beast Lords.
Right. Well met, Kaya. We're letting you go.
I am the god of these people. Let me go where?
With this of your subject.
We will hunt you to the ends of the earth, I want you to know that. This Minotaur will not, but we will.
Great to know. All right, you're staying with us. I'm going to look at the Minotaur and go, "Sorry, bud, the sword wants to stay here."
The Minotaur shouts and he says, "We had a deal."
I'm going to listen. And is there any response from the Beast Lords?
The Beast Lords just begin screaming again, "We will kill you. It doesn't matter who holds us, who wields us, we will kill you."
Oh boy. Ailas, I'm going to say this out loud. Ailas, can you hold this for a second? See what you think about this. It's talking to me.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I said, "Oh, I see." I take a hold of the axe.
Alright, there's a great axe, so it's pretty big.
Mhm.
And you grab
Oh,
it with 2
jeez.
hands.
Oh,
Thank you.
That axe is pretty great.
Yeah, it's a great axe. And you feel, what would you roll for this? You
Better
probably
than a
pretty
good
good
axe.
rolls. Yeah, roll me a
Arcana.
wisdom.
okay.
A dumb of whiz.
A whole dumb whiz. There it goes. I got a 13.
Okay, so you hear voices speaking to you in your head, and they're like, you just feel pleasant. It's like warm butter over you as these 2 voices, a male voice and a female voice, are just sweetening you up with sweet words of how great you are and how powerful you are. And you like the feeling of this axe, and you really don't want to let it go. Not in a violent way. You don't feel like, "I'll kill you if you fucking touch me." You really don't want to let this axe go at this point. You enjoy how it's making you feel.
Okay. Well, whatever.
In an arousing sort of way?
Well, whatever spirits live within this axe, they certainly like the cut of my jib. They're whispering sweet nothings into my ear.
Spirits. I disenchant the axe by drinking the spirits.
Alright, let me grab coffee real quick, guys. 1 minute, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And we'll go on.
Oakley dokley.
I did finally load into the game.
Good.
So they didn't like the cut of my jib. They threatened to hunt me down again and again, no matter who wields it. So we're going to be seeing this axe quite a bit, unless we do something.
I see. We must do what we must do. It bothers me not.
I mean, I guess I could dispel it.
You could. You'd be ruining a perfectly good axe.
Some might say it's a great axe.
Meteor.
I use my third prestidigitation to take Ptyrl's voice away.
I don't need voice to talk.
Beetlejuice style, I slap a leather patch onto his mouth.
Nice.
But I don't need voice to talk.
Let me see. What could I do with this? I really don't want to deal with it.
And I cancel the rest of my prestidigitations.
Nice.
Prestigious dictations.
I spent one night looking up clever uses for prestidigitation.
Nice.
Just kind of to...
I like to use this.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. I know that it's a super useful, like, storytelling spell.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed some inspiration to, like, know what I can truly get away with. For whatever the DM will let you get away with, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like...
I feel like bards are more role-playing heavy characters a lot of times.
Yeah, so that's why I really wanted to look up a whole list of different things. Like, you can make deadly poison taste like fine wine. Make distant ghost sounds.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The deadly poison one is nuts, because then you could fool like a king's taste tester or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man. So I think, honestly, I could dispel this axe,
Okay.
but instead, I think I'll just let it go. I'm gonna turn to the Minotaur. What is your name, Minotaur?
Oh, I'm glad you asked.
Sad groundhog.
My name is Kurdor Rockpelt.
It's giant for sad groundhog.
It was very serendipitous that you turned me into what my ancestors called me anyway. It was kind of my nickname. The sad groundhog. So.
Well, Kurdor, what do I gain by letting you leave here with a sentient sword that wishes me death?
I don't know how to answer that. You gain nothing. Strategically,
Exactly.
you gain nothing.
Exactly. And I mean,
Ptyrl looks perturbed.
Yeah. And see my friends here getting mad because any one of them would just slit your throat so we could get on with our quest. But I am really tired of killing every Minotaur I see.
But I'm not.
See what I mean, Kurdor? See the situation we find ourselves in.
So I leave.
You tell me, are you coming back with this great axe?
I will not come back with the great axe.
Are you sending your son back with the great axe?
I will send none of my children. I actually never found another Minotaur that I really connected with on a personal level. So I never
Hey,
had
I
children.
get you. It's all right. Hey, man, it happens.
Yeah, it's just weird when like all the other Minotaurs have kids at your age, and you're like,
Hey, look at me. I've never had kids. I mean, war does that,
Kids? What are those?
None of us are fit parents here.
Definitely not. Definitely don't have children.
Says you, my kids would be cool as hell.
No, but I can fit in people's parents. Heyo.
Hell yeah. So, against the better judgment of my companions, yes, Kurdor, you will leave here with this weapon, peace-bound, and I will, with any luck, never see you again.
you have shown honor today here, Mad Dog. I will not hunt you, although I still hate you with every fiber of my Minotaur being.
As you probably should.
Bicetar.
But you Bicetar, you need to go back and you need to swear to me, because I've given you back your life, that you will at least tell them honestly of what happened to you.
I will let them know.
Can I teleport him? I can't. because it has to be a teleportation circle. It has to be like a really established city, and I have to have. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Okay, did you guys search the Minotaur bodies, I assume?
Yeah.
Before your long rest, besides the magical stuff? Or besides the weapons? You did find a couple other things.
We would be looking for, like, any missives or orders or... I mean, I know they had their leader with them, but we didn't know that at the time, you know?
Yeah, that was the main paladin you guys fought, Yurtrid.
Well, no, I mean, I know that now. I mean, I get that now, but I meant just, like, at the time. We didn't know that was, like, the leader of their cult or anything.
Okay, so you found a strip of leather that you can attune to, and it allows you to wild shape once per day.
Well, that's cool.
You found a book of prayers to the twin beasts, Ordo and Kaya, well worn. The book is made of a vibrant yellow leather and smells floral. If anybody flipped through this book just to see what it was, in the back, you found a sheet with runes on it. Like a sheet of paper slipped in with runes on it.
Runes.
Runes.
I can read it.
Yeah. I will, I'll put that with my collection of stuff. Yeah, Buckenwald can take a look at it.
I can read it.
No,
Yeah,
like
go
arcane runes.
But it's a written language, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I can read any written language.
All right, Bucky, this appears to be like an astral address. Like an address to somewhere not here.
Like a Stargate.
It's a P.O. box for the twins.
Yeah, it's almost like a, if you were to have a spell, say you had a spell where you could teleport, but you needed the specific runes to get there, these would be the runes you need to teleport somewhere.
Yes, Bucky,
So
it's like a
Stargate.
Stargate. Yes.
Yes, it's like a Stargate.
Oh, well, okay. So as soon as Buckenwald tries to explain the Dwarven Stargate concept to me, I'm going to be like, wait a minute. I'm going to say, can I see that?
Sure.
Can I use this to teleport him? Is that what we have here?
No.
Okay, so you have a portal spell, right? And you had to, when you created it, you picked two cities.
Yeah, but I don't think I actually picked the two cities.
You picked Helens and you picked Racine.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Excellent.
Well, this allows you to add the capital city, which I haven't named yet, in Lydios, to your repertoire of places you can teleport. So this is a teleport directly to the capital city in the Minotaur Kingdom.
Okay, yeah. Well, I would rather do that than have him travel home on foot. I just feel like that would be a better way and a good use of the spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna inform Kurdor, was his name?
Kurdor, yeah.
Kurdor, you will not be walking home. You will be sent home. And I'm going to say this as I'm drawing a circle on the ground in chalk.
Okay, one more thing you may want to use before you teleport him that I didn't get to tell you yet that you also found among the bodies was 3 scrolls of a spell called Instant Summons. Can you cast a 6th level spell yet, Ethan?
Yes, that is the highest spell I can cast.
Okay, so this may be a spell you might want to cast as well. You touch an object weighing 10 pounds or less whose longest dimension is 6 feet or less. The spell leaves an invisible mark on its surface and invisibly inscribes the name of the item on the sapphire you use as the material component. At any time thereafter, you can use the action to speak the item's name and crush the sapphire. The item instantly appears in your hand regardless of physical or planar distances, and the spell ends.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. I didn't quite catch that. What about physical or planar distances?
Basically what you would do is you would use a sapphire. I'm using the axe as an example if you wanted to target the axe.
Right.
You would cast the spell on the axe, and the name of the axe would be inscribed on a sapphire that you held on to. And then from any point in the future, you could crush that sapphire and the axe would be teleported directly into your hands, regardless of what plane of existence or anywhere it is. And you can do that with any item that weighs 10 pounds or less.
Okay. Now, I would assume this axe, great axe, weighs more than 10 pounds, though, correct?
Correct.
Okay. But just as an example, I got you.
Just as an example, yeah.
Okay.
In case there's anything on him you wanted to target, you could. But otherwise,
Yeah.
I will add it to your guys' party inventory that you have 3 of those scrolls.
Cool. Yeah. Because I think Ailas and I can both cast that then. Maybe.
Yeah, because
But,
Ailas can do 6th level spells as well, I think.
So yeah, I'm gonna finish drawing the teleportation circle, and I'm gonna have him walk into it after I unbind his legs.
I can.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
And,
are you keeping his hands manacled?
Yes, I'm gonna keep his hands manacled, but I will allow him to put the peace-bound weapon like under an arm or something, so he can take it with him.
Okay.
I'll just affix it to his belt.
All right.
And I'll put the keys to the manacles around the tip of his one good horn,
Okay.
so that when he appears, he can drop the keys off of his head and then unlock his manacles.
All right.
And then I'm going to take out a one of my spell books, and I'm going to open to a blank page, and I'm going to put in common, I'm going to write out return to sender, and then I'm going to sign Mad Dog, and then I'm going to rip it off and crumple it up and tuck it into his I don't know, into his belt,
Loincloth.
I guess. Yeah, his loincloth belt.
All right.
And
So this
then-
guy's
and we'll
like
go ahead
decorated
and
like a
cast
Christmas
it.
tree at this point with stuff hanging
Yeah.
off of him.
Yeah, no doubt. And then, I'll go ahead and start casting the spell.
Where do you want to cast the portal at?
I drew a circle of it, so I'm just going to cast it under him, essentially, so it immediately works.
Like inside the house?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Rem?
I was just gonna say, as Ethan produces this ritual, I am going to again use my prestidigitation and a couple of my magic items to make a band appear around me, and
Okay.
I'm going to play the song that I wrote for Ethan,
Oh, nice.
and then I'll let that play in real time for everybody.
Goodbye, Curdor. You're my great white buffalo, the one that got away.
Zappa?
All right. The circle appears as you finish it. It begins to glow and shine underneath of him, and then the ground starts to fall away like a Marvel movie. Like pieces. Imagine a puzzle, and then suddenly you drop like something heavy in the middle of a puzzle, and it's just like, and all the pieces fall away. It looks like
Nice.
that. And where he's standing with the weapon, he just falls straight through. And for a moment before you close the portal, you see on the other side a bit of the capital city of Lydios. And imagine, like, I'm going pretty stereotypical with these Minotaur as far as like Greek mythology, Roman mythology, like big
Yeah.
fucking marble pillars everywhere, and
That's
idyllic.
cool.
So that's what it looks like. It's very beautiful. And you see like groups of Minotaurs start to turn and look where the portal is right before you finish closing it, as Curdor falls the rest of the way through.
Yeah, I'm gonna close that as quick as I can.
Okay. Alright, the puzzle pieces reverse video build back into place. And you're back on the flow.
I'm gonna turn to a group and say, I appreciate everyone here humoring me. I really didn't want to kill him.
I did.
I know, Buckenwald.
I wanted to drink Minotaur blood.
You'll have your chance someday, but I really, as much as I like to think otherwise, didn't enjoy all my time on the blood fields.
You know, the way you talk about it all the time, you think you did.
Yeah, well, you know. And then as I say that,
No, I don't.
we leave a couple hours past lunch. Does that sound good with everyone?
What are we doing again?
Are we
You
not?
figure it out.
Are we not
But
waiting?
we're leaving a couple hours past lunch.
Are we not waiting for the professor?
We could. Hey, tell you what. I'll go fetch the professor if you guys will decide what we're doing.
Bring me back some blood.
All right. Now I'm gonna go take a walk while they
Bring me a
talk.
bottle of blood.
All right, so you're heading to find the professor.
Professor!
Yeah, I'm gonna go find the professor, and I'm gonna allow them to just figure out what we're doing.
He was secretly in this room the whole time.
All right, yeah, there he is. Holy shit.
Holy fuck!
No, we don't need to do that. Okay, so what's your guys? I will allow you guys to figure out your plan while Xoasin gets the professor, if there's anything you guys wanted to discuss. If not, we can just fast forward.
I have nothing to discuss.
So the plan from here, though, is
I also have
are
nothing
going
to
take
discuss.
care of the bullshit with our patron, right?
Yeah, that's what you guys had decided to do, was teleport to Steelin, which is the capital of Iranin, and go to the Doris Temple there and figure out what's up because of your patron.
Okay.
Wait, what's going on with our patron? I miss
No, this is like old news. The patron tasked you guys to go to Steelin to figure out why the Slotty have invaded the Doris Temple.
Okay.
I was just making sure that's what it's been a while. It's been a while since we played.
All right, so you guys hang out. You have some food. Xoasin's gone for maybe like an hour and a half, and he comes back. And there's a knock at the front door. It's just the three of you. There's a knock at the front door. You hear... I'm going to take control of Xoasin for just a second, Ethan, okay?
Yeah, you're fine. No worries.
You hear Xoasin yell, "Help!" from the front door.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. Are we sure that's Xoasin?
You hear the voice of Xoasin yell, "Help!" from the front door.
Are we going to be sabotaged?
No, he's
And then
well.
you hear a kick, kick, kick at the door from Xoasin's dainty little foot.
I immediately
Fine.
waltz over and throw open the door.
Okay, you see Xoasin there, and he's got like a little halfling has a dagger held to his stomach.
How the heck did you manage this?
Has a
Xoasin?
dagger like in his stomach?
No, held to his stomach, like to cut him open.
I feel like he'd be holding it to his throat if only he was tall enough.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, yeah.
Okay, so the halfling has Xoasin daggered.
The halfling has, like, Xoasin's got his hands up like this.
Mm-hmm.
All four of them. The halfling's got his hand on, like, Xoasin's back, his left hand, and then his right hand's got a long knife up to his stomach.
Okay.
And he goes, "I'll fucking do it!"
I didn't realize Xoasin was such a little bitch.
I go...
Smile wide when Bucky says that. I'll say, we'll see.
I turn to look at the guys behind us, and I go, as I do as I'm turned, I move my hands in somatic, and I go, "Do you think that halfling is strong enough to stab Xoasin with this stick?" And look back and cast prestidigitation to disguise the blade as a stick now.
Okay.
Nah. But you know what I remember tastes really good?
So he would have to so he would have to roll to discern that he's not now holding a stick.
I don't think it would work that way with prestidigitation because it doesn't have an actual saving throw for an illusion on it.
No, you can do anybody can see through an illusion.
Oh wait, has my character sheet been updated? Since last time?
Maybe.
Yeah, let me double
I know
check
I added
here.
new spells.
You should be level 16. Yeah, it hasn't been
not.
updated yet. Okay.
No big deal. I
Alright.
was just curious.
Which means mine hasn't been either.
Are you even in the game yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what's you need to roll for that, Rim? What's your illusion save?
Create a non-magical trinket or an illusory image that can fit into your hand that lasts until the end of your turn. Okay, yeah, I'll turn the knife into a trinket then. A non-magical trinket.
Okay.
A stick can be a trinket.
You
Yeah,
got
it's
a
like his
natural
little
20
stick
though.
trinket.
Okay.
All right, so he looks confused for a second, and then he gets a big smile on his face, and he just fucking stabs Xoasin in the right side of his stomach and just cuts him open. Guts
Okay.
spill out.
Xoasin! Oh no,
Xoasin looks you guys in the eyes, screaming and blood's pouring out, and then the halfling stands on top of his guts and starts laughing maniacally.
I
I
go over
Hold
to
on.
rip both of his arms off.
I immediately just kick the halfling straight in the
Thank you,
chest.
Ptyrl.
Like straight forward kick into the chest. Krav Maga style.
All right,
And I
give
go,
you a-
And after
get
he
off of
does-
him, you asshole. Just as calm as day.
After he does that, I'm going to walk over to the halfling laying in the snow and just grab him by the throat.
well, hold on.
Knock
That
the-
Yeah.
He kicks the halfling in the chest. The halfling falls back. When you kick him in the chest, your foot sinks like 6 inches into him, like he's made of sand.
Okay.
And then he flies backwards, like reality takes a second to catch up with him. And at this point, go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
All of us.
Yes. Anybody who's interacted with the scene in any way.
Oh no, my whiz is not good.
19.
You said wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Or ability.
13.
Yes, saving throw.
Oh, wait. Mine rolled.
23.
Motherfucker.
Oh, it doesn't matter, I don't think.
I got a 13.
Alright, yeah, I got a 19. I rolled a wisdom ability check instead on accident.
I think I cut out for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ptyrl and Ailas, or no. Ailas you got a 19.
Yeah. Bucky got a 13, Ptyrl got a 23.
23. So Ailas and Ptyrl, you guys see through this. This is an illusion. This is a major illusion.
Okay.
You guys see through. This whole scene's just been an illusion.
Okay.
The fuck?
Weird.
So Xoasin is not
Super
there.
weird.
Xoasin is not there either.
Okay.
Until you go out to see, as you slowly realize this is an illusion, and you see Xoasin rounding the corner, watching you guys. I don't know if you can see his face to tell whether he's smiling or not, but he has someone with him.
Okay. I'm gonna straight up play it off like I knew it was an illusion all along.
Okay.
I'm gonna be running around like, what the
I'm
fuck is going on?
gonna yawn deeply.
All right, so Xoasin, you round the corner because you have found somebody when you went to meet Professor Grizzlewort. You ran into an old friend, and you see Xoasin, anybody who recognizes him, walking with the Sapphire Fox.
It's Rob
nice.
Lowe, the actor.
It is. It's Rob Lowe,
Sapphire
the
Fox,
actor.
Rob Lowe.
And he just cast this major illusion spell as you guys were rounding the corner because he thought it would be funny.
Dick.
Do you...
Did he see me yawn at it?
That's such a Sapphire Fox thing to do.
Classic Sapphire Fox.
I'm gonna say that I probably don't know much past the Sapphire Fox except for his dealings with the Vipers.
Do I know the Sapphire Fox?
I don't think you ever
Tegan
met
probably
this
wrote
guy.
you a note about him in his letters.
Well, that's what I'm
Because we
saying.
did travel with him for quite a while.
Xoasin and I are the only ones who know him
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah, I don't think Ptyrl ever met him.
No.
He was a very early on NPC that kind of appeared a couple times. He's a half-elf wizard.
He was a fan favorite.
It's a
My
transmuter
fan favorite
of me.
of us
Yeah.
who play this game.
You must be the Sapphire Fox.
He looks at you and he says, "And you are Ailas, right?
Yes, the husband of Morlé. I take a deep bow. That was quite a wonderful image that you showed to us.
Thank you. I've been dabbling in illusions lately.
It worked pretty well. It almost took me aback for a split second.
I yawn
going
deeply
to-
again.
I'm gonna walk up to the Sapphire Fox and be like, put her there, old friend, and then pull him in for like the whole Arnold, you son of a bitch,
You son of a bitch. If you
handshake, and then I
remember,
pull him in for a hug.
Sapphire Fox is a
Son of a-
half-elf wizard with a strength of 19, so he is very buff, and
Yes.
and you guys.
But also,
half-elves.
I have a strength of 21.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's on equal footing. I'm just saying that he's pretty buff for a fucking
Yeah.
wizard as well.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
so is
not
Tegan.
wrestling. He's
Tegan was
not
a thick
wrestling.
elf.
Here's a couple
Yeah, no,
images.
he's not weak.
Oh no.
Here's a couple images I AI generated of him.
Of Rob
Look at this
Lowe.
handsome fellow
Where?
in the Stand for the Fire Demon chat and Discord.
Okay, it ain't loading yet.
I couldn't get them to look exactly
It's
like
not
Rob
in there.
Lowe.
But
You
do
put
they
it in
look
big
like
heads.
Oh,
Rob
nice.
Jason's?
I'm excited.
Oh,
Let me
the
check
wrong
these.
one. Hold
I don't
on.
even know what Big Heads is.
Hold on. There.
That's Rob Lowe-esque.
Yeah, it's about as Rob Lowe as I could get.
That's pretty good. Did you just write Elven Wizard who kind of looks like Rob Lowe?
Who looks like actor Rob Lowe. So the thing is with the Leonardo that I use to generate stuff, you get points that you can use every day. Well, you can do like one that costs like a quarter of your points, but it takes whatever you write. It uses AI to make what you write super specific, and then it uses what the AI has written to then generate off of that. So it's a lot better, but it costs a lot more points, and you get a lot less generations. a
Did
day.
you not put a picture in of Rob Lowe as a... Because you can do that too.
I know, but I didn't want him to look exactly like Rob Lowe. I wanted there to be a little bit of a difference there.
Okay.
I had some others I can throw in and show you guys too.
I don't know who Rob Lowe is.
The actor.
The
Rob Lowe?
actor?
Yeah,
Rob Lowe,
I-
the actor.
Yeah, I don't.
Give me a
It's
moment.
fine. You
Off
can
the top of my
you
head.
can look it up later.
Give me a moment.
Those are the other ones, but I like the wizard staff better.
This guy.
Yeah, this doesn't help.
Okay. He was in Parks and Rec. Right?
Okay.
Right, but he was like kind of a side character in that. You wouldn't like. What's something you would definitely recognize Rob Lowe from? I can't think of
The
anything.
West Wing, The Outsiders.
I didn't watch any of that.
Do you have any good shows or movies he's been in?
He was in Wayne's World.
Yeah,
He was in
he's
Wayne's
Oh,
World.
dickhead in
Yeah.
Wayne's World.
yeah. There
The
you go.
Outsiders and Wayne's World are so goddamn old.
Yeah. Well, but
Yeah,
still,
but so
you've
are
seen
you.
Wayne's World.
He raises a valid point. You're old as shit.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
I don't really recognize current.
He was in
picture
Austin
with-
Powers.
The bad guy as Wayne's World is probably his most recognizable role.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say
Or
it.
Austin
Outright.
Powers. Didn't he have an eye patch in Austin
Yes.
Yeah,
Powers?
he was.
He was
He was the eye patch guy.
He was the straight
was-
man.
He was number 2.
Yep. Anyway, back on
Anyway.
track.
The Sapphire Fox walks into your guy's house and he looks around and he does a dramatic little spin and he says, "Wow, you guys are staying in a real shithole."
Oh.
Tell me
Yeah.
about it. It's its own private professor. They don't get paid very well.
Yeah, it's a teacher's house.
Professor Grizzlewort, right?
Mm-hmm.
He does have a grizzled wart.
Actually, we have no idea. We haven't met him yet.
I feel like
He's a great guy. He's a goblin. One of the few goblins that actually teaches here at the school. He's
Interesting.
my mentor. He's
Is
where
he
I learned.
Is he going to go goblin mode on us?
Will you shut up and let him talk?
He's my mentor. I learned transmutation from him. That's why I became a transmuter. Was because of him as the professor.
So where is the professor? Because he wanted to meet with us.
Oh, Xoasin made his way to the college where the professor is. I was actually meeting with the professor at the time. The professor's going to come a little bit later, but went ahead and sent me.
Did he say that we could go through that door? Because we really want to go through that door.
Oh, that door? I can take you through that door. I'm sure he wouldn't care.
Great! I'm super interested. Whenever I'm told that I can't do something, I really want to do it.
That door behind it, I'm going to tell you because I've been behind it once. It's crazy. What's behind that door is going to blow your mind.
All right, well, let's go. while we
It
wait
ends
for
up
the
being a BDSM dungeon.
Oh man,
Put these masks on.
I don't know if I can handle any mind blowing.
put these masks on and make sure that you grab your leathers.
My
Chris-
mask is a plague doctor.
Dressage whips are welcome.
The safe word is, what does the fox say? Alright, the Sapphire Fox walks over to the door and he's like, waves one hand and a key ring pops out of his, or floats out of his pocket. He flips it in the air until he finds the right key. And as he's talking, he says, so, are any of you interested in a farm?
A farm?
You got a farm? A farm? I'd give you a farm if you want.
Hold on. The Vipers.
As long as we don't have to buy it.
Isn't that already isn't that already the Vipers farm, Sapphire Fox?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. That's where I'm going to live now. I inherited, that's what I'm doing here. I inherited a farm, and I don't want the fucking farm. And I thought you guys might want the farm. You can have it for whatever the legal fees are.
But we already have a farm.
Yes, we'll take the farm.
Of course,
Don't
we'll-
worry
we'll-
about them. We'll take the farm.
So wait, are you saying that we're going to buy the farm?
Oh,
I already used that. I just used that joke.
I know, but nobody heard you, and I stole it. Eat
But
a
I also
dick.
don't get that joke, so.
Buying the farm means you died.
Yeah,
Yeah, you kick the bucket. You
bought the farm.
Bought the farm. Bite the big one.
All right.
Alright, so he unlocks that door and opens it, and you guys are staring not out into the snow as you were before, but into the cold alleyways of a cave.
Not the cave.
Alleyways of a cave.
The caveways. And I have the description here.
The coccyx.
The caveways, the coccyx.
That's a tailbone.
You're a tailbone.
If you paste it, I'll read it.
I'm looking for it.
You're a tailbone.
You're a towel. Oh boy.
Why the fuck did I put it?
I don't know.
I have like so many different notes for Notepad. That's why I got that Obsidian thing, because I'm trying to pare down all my notes into one place. It's easier to find them.
I mean, there's
But
like an
then it's
entire note
pussy.
system that's in the thing.
In Forge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like keeping it in Forge because you don't know if it's going to end one day. I'm paranoid about it, you know? When it's digital shit like that, I'd rather have it on my own computer than kept on someone else's computer.
And that's fair. You can
Okay.
always download
Yeah,
it.
cloud stuff. I don't like the idea of that too. That kind of reminds me of that.
And
For
then
stuff
Brandon would
as what
become-
I was going to say, just for stuff that I consider as important as all of the fucking time I've put into writing shit. Not that the D&D stuff's important, but my time that I've spent on that is important to me, so that's why I'd like to keep it saved.
Yeah, for sure.
I can look at the hundreds of pages and be like, so that's what I did with 8 years ago.
Yeah, hell yeah. And well, here's the thing: is you can come back to it and rehash it for a new group or whatever you need to do. You know?
I mean, we have been playing this campaign for like 4 years,
Oh, I know
No.
where it is.
which is fucking surprising.
Is
Yeah.
that crazy? That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Thanks, COVID.
It doesn't seem like it, but it definitely is.
Mm-hmm.
Started in 2020, and then we lost the entire first quarter of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least it got recorded, but it
Until-
only recorded Rem's audio, right?
Yeah, until shortly before Meaty joined us. Or shortly
Okay.
after Meaty joined us.
I'm just going to
We have
continue.
most of it,
I don't know where my little write-up is, so I'm just going to describe it.
All right.
This is
Yeah.
a thin caveway that looks like it was almost carved out. And then the house was built right up to it. So maybe the house was built against like a hill or something, and then this cave was carved out. So the ceiling's about 8 feet high, room's about 6 feet wide, and it goes straight. And it's there's actually like a light, soft glow coming from about 15 feet ahead of you where it rounds the corner to the right. So there's no lights in this hallway, but as it rounds a corner, you can see a soft light glowing. And Sapphire Fox kind of shrugs and he says, yeah, it gets pretty crazy in here. You might want to cover your mouth.
My mouth's already covered.
He takes like a scarf that he's wearing or something and he puts it over his mouth a little bit. And he says there's spores in here.
I do so as well.
Wait a minute, I'm undead. That wouldn't affect me, would of it.
They're not breathe spores. They can get in through your mind. They can control you that way. So just keep your holes covered, I guess.
Mind spores!
Phrasing, Brandon. Phrasing.
I got through your holes.
So you continue around the corner, and then you come into like a big opening, and there are mushrooms growing everywhere. Hanging from the ceiling are mushrooms and fungus and lichen, and then around are glowing mushrooms of different sizes and different colors. But the main feature of this room is a big fucking hole, like 20 feet by 20 feet wide, going straight down into darkness. And there's like a haze of green spores over top and in this room. And Sapphire Fox steps into the room ahead of you guys, and he motions and he says, "It's mostly safe in here." The room itself will say, the hole takes up most of the room. So the room is maybe 25 feet this way by like 50 feet this way.
So, wait. We're looking through this, like, portal?
This isn't a portal. This is an actual just hole in the ground.
Sapphire Fox, these spores look vaguely familiar.
In what way?
It looks as if these are the spores that have been controlling if I'm not mistaken, boys, because I can't remember exactly how much of this I know versus everybody else. But like I know of the spores that are controlling the queen of where are we?
The queen. It is controlling the queen of Orkinray.
Yes, controlling the queen
you guys
of
are in
Orkinray.
here.
I forget what the being's name is. The Spore Lord.
I don't think I was here for that.
It is the Spore
I really
Sovereign.
don't.
The Spore Sovereign, yes.
Sovereign Ophio.
Yes, and Xoasin, you are definitely aware of it.
He's
Right,
appeared,
yeah,
he's
I'm
appeared
having
like 6 or
trouble
7
recalling.
times.
Yeah,
But this has been over the course of a year and a half
yeah.
Okay.
in real time, so who knows? I know it's hard to remember stuff when we play,
It
play
is,
2 or 3
yeah,
times
sorry.
in a row and then miss for a couple. It's fine. So the Spore Sovereign, you guys found this out when you got the memory shards, that's right, in the astral
Yes.
plane.
Oh, okay.
The Spore Sovereign is like the head Myconid of this realm. He's like Legion almost. The Spore Sovereign is the creation of all of the Myconid brain. So every Myconid is part of the Spore Sovereign. The Spore Sovereign has sent you guys a message and said, I want to meet with you. You can talk to Grizzlewort, who is my contact on the Earth, or on the plane. So you guys at one point were told that the Spore Sovereign communicates with Professor Grizzlewort, who is the transmutation professor that the Sapphire Fox has met with.
That's cool.
So the Sapphire Fox tells you, oh yeah, these are mind control spores, but the Sovereign doesn't affect any of us who come through, especially if they've been here for a while. That's why I told you to cover your mouth, just in case. Oh, you're muted, I think.
I know that the Sovereign wanted to speak with us, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the Sovereign had some information, but yeah, I mean, we could talk to Professor Grizzlewort, who could relay the information, or you could talk to the Spore Sovereign directly.
6 1 half a dozen of another, whatever the DM thinks.
To talk to the Spore Sovereign directly involves climbing down this giant hole. He's down there.
Not the giant hole.
I almost feel more comfortable speaking with Grizzlewort.
Yeah, we can get
I
Grizzlewort if
agree.
you want to.
Yeah, that sounds smarter.
He tells you the Spore Sovereign and Grizzlewort work together. Grizzlewort, it grows a lot of plants, and the Spore Sovereign helps him with that as far as like different kinds of that dirt that you put in the ground for plants. I don't know, I'm not a plant guy.
Fertilizer?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
So as we're walking, are we walking back to the cabin now?
If you want to.
I like that way since we were waiting for the grizzly ward guy.
So, Sapphire Fox, how long have you been here?
I've only been here about a day. A little less than that.
How are things?
A day? How long have you been communicating with Grizzleward for him to teach you such a crazy spell?
Oh, I grew up here. And then I went to Ptyrl. And that's where I met you guys. And then I got my tower set up on that land that you guys were given outside of Rustwater.
Yeah, how's that holding?
Yeah.
Oh, great. I've got like a whole little thing going on there. I have my wizard tower and I do little spells for people and I enchant shit for them. And I get paid well. So it's pretty built up. I've got like the tower there. I've got a little guest house now. And then we've still
Like
got the
an
main
estate?
house that I had built for you. Yeah, so you guys still have your house there.
Right on.
Have any other adventuring groups come through there and been surprised?
We've had some issues with doppelgangers for some reason, pretending to be you guys. As you became more popular, doppelgangers would show up in Rustwater a lot pretending to be you to try to get free food or to try to get access to my tower, things like that. There was
Damn
some
doppelgangers.
that's a problem with this town. Oh, the goddamn doppelgangers. There was a couple bards that came through as well trying to rob me. But besides that,
Bards. Those sound like evil bards.
You're
They were
picking up
terrible.
what I'm putting down. What were their names?
They have to
By and-
venture back to Rustwater and hunt down the doppelganger menace.
I mean, by and large, the bards don't necessarily have any kind of allegiance in particular.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking the doppelgangers might be coming from somewhere. Like, to have that many doppelgangers is kind of unusual.
Agreed.
more than 0 doppelgangers is a lot of doppelgangers.
It's
Yes.
unusual. Yeah, that's a lot.
What
And
were the
I-
names of those bards, Mr. Sapphire Fox, sir?
One of them was Coronalis,
That
and the
sounds-
other one I didn't remember because he just looked so bland and boring.
Oh.
Is that one you've shared with us before?
What?
Coronalis and someone else?
No, this was a one-shot that Bucky and Ethan played with me, and Bucky's just trying to get me to acknowledge his character Chadwick of the Kroger Fields.
Gotcha, yeah. Mhm.
And I refuse to because it's dumb.
I was just curious if he'd made it as a wise man yet.
No. All right, so the Sapphire Fox, we're going to end here in just a minute. The Sapphire Fox is going to give you a little bit of exposition that I have written, just so you can catch up with him, and then we're going to end it. And then next session, you guys will meet with Professor Grizzleward. Is that all good?
All right. Yeah.
Grizzly
Yeah, that
birds.
sounds good. Yeah.
All right, so the Sapphire Fox tells you that the land he's going to give you is called Sweet House Farms. It has a big estate on it and then a bunch of farmland. He grew up there. He grew up there with his mother, who was a elf, and his father, who was a human. I have all this written as a question, so I'm just going to read the question and then read the answer to it. So the question is, what's your story? He says, I was named after my father. He was a human who fell in love with a free-spirited flower. After I was born, the three of us lived in a hamlet called Sweet House Farms. It was a collective of like-minded spiritual individuals living a communal lifestyle. I had many uncles and aunts. So he had some farmland set up with vegetables that they'd sell on the roadside to local villages. His
It
family
was a
would
dirty hippie commune.
his family would make bracelets, beads, and necklaces. They had a glass blower. The owner of the farm was wealthy, so gold was never really a concern. So they just kind of did what they wanted.
This is straight up a hippie sex cult.
I was hoping somebody would pick up on that. Yeah, he grew up in a hippie sex cult. Although he only refers to it as a collective of like-minded spiritual individuals living a communal lifestyle.
So it's hippie sex cult.
No, it wasn't a hippie sex cult.
I mean, it sounds like one.
He tells you that his parents were murdered, and that's why he became an adventurer. One of his uncles was jealous of his father's relationship with his mother, and
Oh,
murdered
wow.
both of them.
Go figure. Oh, ouch. Not funny.
He pulls out a dagger and he says, "This was the dagger that he used to murder my parents. I still carry it with me." And then... "Don't you want the farm?" one of you asks him. "Don't get me wrong, I have very fond memories of growing up there. But a year or so after my parents were killed, I had to return to the little town we were located outside of. Talk about a news story. The son of murdered local weirdos called back to testify in the trial. They had found my uncle trying to cross into Orkenray. I found out then that the community at the farm dissolved without my parents. They are a pretty big guiding factor, I guess. He tells you he's happy to sign the lease over for the amount of money to cover the legal expenses and a new set of robes he's been eyeing."
Let go now. Let go, Atlas.
Dog attack.
Dougie!
Sorry about that, guys. Give me 1 second.
That's cool.
How the hell do we wind up like this?
So yeah, we will end there next time we play, which will be 2 weeks. Or no, we can play next week. Bucky won't be there, but this is going to be just meeting and stuff, meeting the professor. So
Yeah.
no major fighting.
I might
so
be
you'll
able
need-
to be here, but I might just be too tired to bother.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll let
Either
you know.
way, man, it's fine. All right, so that's where I'm going to end it.
All right. Well, then say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you, Heavy, for the biddies. And we will catch you next week, more than likely. I know that I work Saturday, but that shouldn't affect Sunday. So, aside from me also being kind of tired, but I'm tired anyway, so... I'll go ahead and run the outro. Until next week, ogres, keep your clubs blunt and your tush sharp. Good night.
On the chair?
Yes, he's about... How tall are groundhogs? I don't know how tall a groundhog is. Like, what you want to do, maybe getting some breakfast, and then the groundhog snuffles its way out.
Old
You can
relic
choose...
of blood for 10 lifetimes.
Okay, get...
And is there any response from the...
Well, what...
And see my friends here getting mad because any one of them would just slit your throat so we can get on with our quest. But I am really tired of killing every Minotaur I see.
But I'm not.
See what I mean, Kurdor? See the situation we find ourselves in?
So I
What-
leave.